So 4.3 fundamental principles of counting. There are two principles that PGDAST talks about, and these are like fundamental principle of addition and multiplication. So how do you choose which one to take in which scenario and which one to take in which scenario? So for example, let's say fundamental principle of multiplication, if there are two jobs that need to be done simultaneously, all right, and there are m ways to do the first job, then there are n ways, distinct ways to do that job. So but both of them have to be done, these two jobs have to be simultaneously done. So the fundamental principle of multiplication states that the total number of ways to get that job done is m into n. So for example, suppose a teacher wants to select a boy and one girl. So there are two jobs that need to be done out of class of 15 boys and 10 girls students. Then the teacher can make such selection in, so out of 15 boys you have to select one boy. So how you can select one boy from 15? You've got 15 choices, so therefore this is 15. And then from 10 girls you have to select one girl, there you have 10 choices. Now you have to select one boy and one girl. So the ways where you can do this is, like, let's say for example, boy number 1 and girl number 1, then boy number 1, girl number 2, girl number 3. So similarly you have 10 ways of doing this particular task. For boy number 2 you have 10 ways, for boy number 3 you have 10 ways. So if you see that it's 15 times into 10, and that's what we are doing here. So wherever there are two tasks that need to be simultaneously done, we have to take m into n. We've taken one more example. So you have to select a soup and a juice. So soup could be veg, non-veg. Similarly juice could be veg and non-veg, and then there are three options in all of these. So now you have to tell what are the number of total options that are available. So first you have juice and soup. For every juice and soup you have two more options, so 2 into 2, and further these two are divided into another three options. So that means there are three variations wherein you could choose veg and non-veg. So basically it's 2 into 2 into 3, and you could see from this split example how you get those 12 options for the meal. Now moving on to the second part, fundamental principle of addition. So if there are two jobs and they need not be done simultaneously, then you use addition. So for example, if in a class, the same example we're going to use, teacher wants to take one boy from 15 boys and one girl from 10 girls. Now you could select either a boy or a girl. It's not and, so you do not have to choose two members, you have to choose one member. So you could either choose 15 members, or you could one out of those 15 members, or you could choose one out of those 10 members. So you could have total sample is 25 people. From 25 you have to select one person. So you have 25 distinct ways to do it. Now I'll take one more example, something similar. 40 male, 30 female, and you need to choose two people, one male and one female. So for every male there could be 30 females. So for 40 males there could be 30 females, 40 female options. So therefore their answer is 40 into 30, that's 1200. So now you have to, there's one more example. Now you have to choose either male or female. So total 70 people, out of 70 people you have to choose one person. Alright, and the way you could choose is, since you have 70 people and you have to choose one, you have 70 variations, 70 combinations, permutations to do it. That's 70 here. 40 plus 30, 70. Now how many different number of plates of vehicle are possible using two different letters of English alphabet followed by 4 different digits of 0 to 9? So the first, and you have to take care of this fact, it is different number plates. So different number plates is wherein the number of alphabets and the numbers are entirely different, they cannot be the same. So the first position of those alphabets could be filled with 26 ways, the next position could be filled with 25 ways. So if first is filled with A, then the second one would be filled with B to Z, if first is filled with B, the second one could be filled with A till Z except B. So therefore there are 26 into 25 ways for the first two numbers, and then last four numbers you have, for the first number you could fill it in 10 ways because 0 till 9, then second would be 9 ways, 8 ways, 7 ways, similarly as you saw in 26 and 25 ways portion. Now the fundamental principle of multiplication, now we have to select the whole number plate, wherein you have to select the first two alphabets and last four numbers. So this is completely one simultaneous combination that you have to do. Had it been just one letter, it could have been 26 plus 25 plus 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7. Now since it is full combination, it would be using principle of multiplication. So the number is this. Then there is one more thing in the above example, if repetition is allowed. In this case we did not allow repetition. Now if repetition is allowed, what would be the case is that now the first position is filled in 10 ways, the second position will also be filled in 10 ways, the next position could also be filled in 10 ways, which could be 0 till 9, and the last position could also be filled in 10 ways. Now the answer becomes 26 into 25 into 10 into 10 4 times. Now minus 1 if you want to ignore that 40 case, which is not really required. Now similarly in an examination of there are 10 multiple choice questions. First 5 questions have 4 choices and last 5 have 5 choices each. How many sequences of answers are possible? Now now if you look into this, the first questions have 4 choices and the last question have 5 choices. So since the first 5 questions have 4 choices, first 5 questions have 4 choices, so from 4 choices you could choose one choice. So there you have 4 options. Then again you have 4 options, 4 options, 4 options, and you have to choose for the first 10 questions. Had it been separately, like just one multiple choice question, how many choices you have, you could have answered 4 in the first 4 questions and 5 in the first 5 last 5 questions. Now you have to select for all the 10 multiple choice questions. So for first question 4 choices, similarly till 5 you have 4 4 4 4 4 and then 5 5 5 5 5 5. So it would be multiplication. Why? Because there are 10 multiple choice questions. Alright, now the second part is how many 4 letter words. So 4 letter word, it is not 1 letter word, 4 letter word. So this implies multiplication formula can be represented by using A, B, G, H, K if repetition is allowed. So if repetition is allowed, it would be 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2. Since it's a 4 letter word, so we'll start with 5 combinations. The first letter could be filled with A, B, G, H, K. Then the second would be filled anything with which the first is not filled with. Then third would be that minus 1, then again that minus 1. So it would be 5 4 3 2, and if repetition is allowed, it would be 5 into 5 into 5. So 4 times 5. Now we will move on to permutation in the next video. So if you have any questions, put them down below in the comment section and keep sharing, so that's easy for stat students and math students and PGDAST students to learn about this course. And if you like the video, like it, share, comment, subscribe, you know the drill, right?